my GMV since April is 2.51 million. TikTok Shop is a numbers game, and I don't have a limit on money. It's like commission is unlimited.
What do you think made you really have success with this video? Welcome to Brands Meet Creators, the channel where we help content creators grow and succeed and connect with brands. On our channel, you will find interviews with top creators and TikTok Shop affiliates, and you will learn tips and tutorials on how to grow and succeed as a content creator. Whether you're a new creator or you've been doing this a long time and you just want to learn more, I'm excited to have you here, so let's dive into today's video. Hello everyone and welcome back to Brands Meet Creators. Today we are interviewing another amazing TikTok Shop creator who is inspiring me and so many people out there. She's made so much in GMV for brands on TikTok Shop. Her name is Jemma, and welcome. I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for just taking your time out of your day to be here and chat with us. And I do want to ask, what is something that you feel like people should know about you? What is a great way to introduce yourself to others?
Oh my gosh. There's my dog.
You have a dog?
I have two dogs. I'm just kidding. I am a huge advocate for healthy lifestyle, fitness, and involving all of that into everything I do and having like a growth type mentality and constantly trying to learn and evolve and implement all that sort of stuff into everything that I do. I'm a grower and I think that I always want to get better, and content was something I fell in love with because I saw a steady progression on growth and how I've implemented this and I've gone from X to here. And so, yeah, I don't know.
No, I love that. It's all a mindset too. And it's like right now, this is what you're doing, but you're always going to be growing and learning something new. So,
Yeah.
how long have you been creating content and how long have you been content creator specifically for TikTok Shop?
So I started TikTok Shop like in the beginning, like January 2024. I started doing UGC in like May 2023, and I went 1,000 times in. I've been creating content for a couple years for like fun. I tried to be a fitness influencer, really. Like that's what I wanted to dive in, Gymshark, all that stuff. And it's way harder than you think to get that going. And I was like, well, how can I make money? I was bartending and I hated my life. I literally hated it. And I was like, okay, well, there's this content thing. I see this UGC stuff. And I just completely dived in. I quit bartending. I tried to do store-to-door sales with my boyfriend, and it was so hard. I literally was like at a complete loss in my life, really. And I just dived fully into content. And I was like, I'm going to give this 100,000%. And I learned UGC, and I worked so many hours. I did like Billo, Join Brands, all those apps. I made the $5 content jobs and I worked my butt off. And then I started to see people making money on TikTok Shop, and I was like, so UGC is TikTok Shop. I can take everything I know about UGC and just implement it into my own videos. And now I don't have to work with other brands constantly, and I don't have a limit on money. It's like commission is unlimited. And so I like saw that little idea and I just was like, I'm going all in. But January 2024 was when I started, but I didn't really take it seriously until April 2024.
Okay, I love all of that. That's so good
Sorry, that
to
was a lot.
know. So it's currently October, the beginning of October 2024. So it
Yeah.
hasn't even been a year. What has your total GMV been on TikTok Shop? And also, even in the past like month, what has it been?
So my total since April, because TikTok only lets you go back 6 months.
I know.
I couldn't get my first, but I really didn't make any money until I made like a couple thousand in, I think, March. But then April was when like my stuff really started to blow up. But my GMV since April is 2.51 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is insane.
Yeah.
That means you've had a lot of commission.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know
Wow.
if you want me to say that, but I know how much I've made, and it's mind-boggling.
You're more than welcome to.
Tax.
If you're comfortable with sharing that, you can share like what you've made in commission in the past 6 months. If you are a TikTok Shop affiliate and you want to maximize your earnings, we want to send you our free TikTok Shop newsletter. In the newsletter, you will get the latest tips, trending hooks, insider updates, all delivered straight to your inbox, and you can even unlock bonus commission on the hottest trending products. All you have to do is sign up using the link below.
The last time I checked, when you go through like the TikTok where you can actually look when it's not the estimated, I'm at like 248,000.
That is crazy. When you used to do $5 Billo join brands collabs,
Yeah.
which I feel like you're always going to be reaping rewards. Like when you put in that input, it might seem like, oh, this is
Yeah.
$5, but really you learned so much. Like the experience you learned, that's why you're
Yeah.
here.
That's my advice to people that want to get into UGC is like get the nitty gritty crappy jobs, get like use those to get your crappy videos out of the way and put in the hours. I still work 10-hour days. And that's what when I first started learning, I was doing 10-hour days, 6 days a week, and I still am. And I think that's kind of has to do with the success. Just throwing yourself in there and doing the crappy stuff first, putting in those hours. Like you can't just jump to step 5. Like you got to start somewhere. But
Exactly.
yeah.
And I like that you mentioned the hours because there are people, your personality is very similar to mine, to where I'm like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to do it as much as I possibly can. And so your 6 months is probably like some people's 2-year journey because of the amount of time and effort and energy you're putting into that thing. And so you're getting obviously the output of over $200,000 that you've made. Like that's money in your pocket. That is just so amazing that you've been doing that. And I know one of those things is from one of your top performing videos, right?
Yes. Yeah. Over half my GMV for that video is I can't look at the exact, but I think it's like 800 or 900,000 from like that one video. It's
Man.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, also that video's product price is
Hmm.
higher, so that's probably why, which
Yeah.
also means your commission's higher, which is
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah. They've
And we
slowly increased it little by little too. So it's like the more I make videos for them, every time I'm getting more commission, which is nice.
exactly. I know. I was going to ask you, and just so anybody listening knows, we will be sharing that video together in this call in a few minutes, and we'll kind of go over like what do we think is doing so well. But I did want to ask you from, let's just say from April to October for now, how many videos do you say that you create per day or per week?
So I went through and counted how many videos I made total since I think it was like March. I've made 560 videos. And I really, yeah, and I've really ramped up in the end of April. I realized that the treadmill video was popping. I was like, okay, like I'm taking this seriously. And I started posting 4 videos every single day as consistently as I possibly could. And now, right now, because there's a sale coming up, this last like 2 weeks, I've been doing 6 a day.
Wow. See, that's the other thing that's so important for people to hear because some people do one a day or like one a week and then they don't see the results. So I have another question. When it comes to your videos, do you try to do videos about a lot of different products or do you do several videos about the same product, but maybe there's like 5 main products that you focus on?
So when I first started, I really like I'm learning as I go. I just kind of got products that I was like, "Oh, that might be good," or like stuff that I liked and I just wanted, and I was only doing one video for them. And I think I got kind of lucky with the treadmill that one popped off. And then I made just a bunch of videos for that one. I kind of had a feeling because the walking pads are so popular on TikTok. But now I made a little like list for myself and I have like 5 styles of videos that I try to create for every one product. And typically one of those is going to do decent. And then if it gets comments, I make videos responding to people's comments. But yeah, now I make at least 3 for every product I get. And I'm trying to be more consistent with the products, ones that are popping off. Like Judy Blue Jeans, I have made a lot of commission off of those as well. Like for whatever reason, every video just does good for them. And so if you find a product that does good, keep repeating it. I actually made a second video for the treadmill that's almost the exact same as the first one. And it's up to 6 million views. And it's getting almost the same amount as GMB. It's almost the exact same script. It's just the different layout of the video. Like I'm in a different apartment. So
Wow.
yeah. So I
That
think
is
using the same product.
That's golden advice that you're sharing right now. Like, we're all learning as we go. This is still such a new platform, but it's so cool to hear you say that because that is what I hear is kind of like a repeating pattern a lot of people have is they're like, take what's working. Don't try to be like Amazon. Amazon is very much so one video per product. And this is just different.
Yeah. Especially if it does decent, like people are interested in it, like keep going. Just keep keep going.
Yeah. And you reply to your comments and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's really good too because you're keeping that momentum up.
I've gotten a lot of sales with the treadmill from like answering a question and I answer the question in the beginning and then I just go with talking about the benefits of it and turn it into like kind of like an ad after and those have done pretty well too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so since we're on the treadmill topic, let's watch your video together, your top earning performing video, and then I want to hear you discuss what you think you did that really made this video pop off. But obviously, it's in addition to all the other amazing things you just shared.
This is my third walking pad and quite the upgrade from my last two, so let me tell you why I chose this one because I'm very picky. It has a railing that you can move up and down with a phone or tablet holder and a holder for the remote. The other ones didn't have that, so I always just had to hold the remote or put it in my bra. It's the perfect size and length. I can get a full stride, but it's still small and compact at the same time. And the other ones were too tiny and I just couldn't get a full stride. My favorite feature is how fast it can go. It can go up to 8.6 miles per hour, and the other ones only went up to 3 or 3.8. The belt is secure and has a brushless motor, so it stays cool. My other ones would overheat and the belt would always shift, so I had to constantly readjust it, but I haven't had to do that once with this one. Overall, this one has way more benefits and features, but it's actually the same price as both my old ones. I'm extremely happy with it and will definitely be keeping this one.
Oh my gosh, so good.
It's
Wow.
always so
So
weird watching your own.
I know, I know. Okay, so tell me, what do you think you did? Like, how did you come up with this script? And also, what do you think made you really have success with this video?
It was very genuine. It was my third walking pad, and I think that that hook is what made a lot of people stop because they're like, "Ew, why would you buy three? Like overconsumption." Like that's what a bunch of the comments were. So I think it made people stop scrolling. It made them mad or interested because if they're looking in to get one, it's the third one. Oh, like what is she getting? Like why is it her third one? So obviously it was really fast paced, like lots of different clips. And I took everything that my issues with my old one, and this one really did fix those issues. So I talked about everything that I know people complain about with the walking pads. And I lined up everything I was saying with the clips because I think that sometimes that doesn't always line up, or you're just talking and there's nothing visual. So people don't really have anything to grab onto with that. So I think having the lots of different clips and like making it fall in line and then hitting all the different features, like that treadmill really kind of does sell itself because it has the railing, you can actually run on it, all these sort of things. And then just showing that, like it didn't really have to sell it completely. Like I just had to show the features. I don't know, it was also very genuine. So I think that came off in the video.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a creative element, but you didn't overcomplicate it and you didn't sound like a salesperson.
It was kind of more like a review with the sales kind of mixed in.
Yeah, and then you just combated a lot of the things people have hesitations about. You were like, "Oh, no, this you can do long strides. It doesn't
Yeah.
overheat. The belt doesn't need to be adjusted." Like
Yeah.
all of those things. The only thing so I love the walking pads. There's like one more thing that I see a lot in comments, and it's the incline is the
Yeah,
only
I know.
thing.
It's the only thing it's missing.
But that's the only thing, like, I don't need that, you know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
sold me on this treadmill, like, I have one
Yeah.
and I promote it, but I'm like, yours is more affordable, like, I'm even over here like, I need to buy it, you know? And I
Yeah.
have one and I love it, and I'm not trying to
Yeah.
do overconsumption, but it's just whenever you share your video with somebody and they have that reaction that I'm sharing I have, like, you know you've hit a good script or a good video, and then you're repeating it, right? Like, you're doing something
Yeah.
very similar. Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
it's really it was genuine too, and I think that's why it came off very much so like that. I actually the script was longer, and my boyfriend actually gave me advice. He was like, "I think you should like make it a little shorter and sweet." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Thanks, babe."
Wow, I mean, he's
Yeah,
reaping that
I
benefit
know.
too right now.
Yeah, yes,
Oh my gosh, that's really good to hear. I love that you're taking your frameworks that you've created and you're just repeating them. I think you're just like really good at that creativity, but also the strategy of assessing and then implementing things that are working.
yes, and I think that's probably important. I've made $1,000 every single day minimum since April. And I think it's because I have been extremely consistent and like analytical on that side. And like, this worked, this didn't, this worked. And like in repeating the stuff that worked and then taking into account the stuff that didn't and staying consistent with posting. I didn't just get one video and like give up. I'm like, oh, well, now I'm good. I have been posting for every single day since then.
How do you stay motivated or like structure your days to be able to have capacity for that?
I work a lot and I enjoy it though.
Yeah.
Motivation wise, I have a lot of personal goals. Like I'm trying to retire my family. I'm saving up for a house. Like I'm pregnant and I'm having a baby. Yeah, that has
Congratulations.
been a huge motivator for me now.
Yeah.
I have my baby's due in February. So just
Oh.
having these like little goals, I should say, huge goals really, and I journal every single day. I write them down. I write my goals down every morning, and I kind of plan my day. I'm a homebody, so it kind of like is easy for me to stay home and work, and I love this. Like I literally love what I do. And like fitness products, like I'm a fitness person, like it just kind of comes very easily. So I think if someone's lacking motivation, you got to look inside. Like you got to find what will motivate you. I have some huge things I want to accomplish, and that makes the day-to-day work a little easier.
Wow, that is golden. All this, everything you're sharing, I'm like, this is literally gym knowledge, and you're literally a gym, cut like a gym, your
Oh,
username.
thank
Like,
you.
oh my gosh. Yeah, no, journaling, me and Nick say it all the time on our podcast too. We're always like, you have to be journaling. You
Yeah.
have to.
I
Like,
also used to, I don't really do the affirmations too much anymore, but when I first started doing UGC and I was like so skeptical of myself, I was like, I am a great content creator. I make content that people love to watch. I literally wrote it down and I would have sheets of it every single day. And I think that helped me though in the long run. Like I don't need to do that anymore. Like I have that belief now, but like still writing down my goals and like what I want to accomplish helps me stay focused on what I need to do for that day.
yeah, like prioritizes it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then having, I mean, you're pregnant. Congrats again. That's so
Thanks.
exciting. That is a
No.
huge motivator. And I think
Yes.
like knowing your why is a really essential thing. That way, whenever something doesn't pop off, or maybe you feel like you did work a lot and you're getting tired, like you still go back to your why. Like, what is your future goal?
So like this last month has like been, it was still very good money, but it was like slower than June and July, and I was like getting frustrated. I'm like, okay, but I know all this work I'm putting in now, like these videos, next couple months it's gonna pay off. And I think a lot of people do get frustrated with that too, because it's like, okay, this video did well, but these 20 didn't, and it's like, but that's okay. TikTok Shop is a numbers game. You just gotta throw them in there and follow like your UGC, like what makes a good UGC video. If that is in every part of your video, or if that's in every video you make, it's eventually going to do good.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what works for you, and I think that the biggest thing I want people to hear from you is you are enjoying this. You're not just like, "Oh, it's because the money and I'm struggling and I'm, like, depressed and all that." No, like, you're like, "I am enjoying this. Like, I work 10-hour days, but I still love what I do." And I think that is the most important thing ever, but obviously the money is such a great, like, cherry on top, and it's just, like, so exciting to hear you say that. What is one thing that you've really struggled with, that it has been a struggle for you, and how did you overcome it? Like, what would you want to share with anybody that's listening that either wants to get into TikTok Shop or they've been doing it, but they're not seeing that kind of success yet?
Something I struggled with, honestly, getting over my own like cringiness. Like in the beginning of filming content, I had no confidence and I felt like really weird behind the camera. And I think once I kind of got over that and realized like, oh no, my first video that did well, it was when I was actually showing my personality, and it was just me trying on a bodysuit, like kind of being silly. I was like, oh, okay, wait, they like me. And
I
I
love
don't know,
that.
just kind of like getting over that and like worrying about, I think some UGC creators or just people don't want to do TikTok Shop because it's kind of cringy. Like you're salesy, you're whatnot, but you gotta not give a crap about whatever they're thinking, whatever they're judging your video on, because someone else will like your video. And once you get that money in your bank account, it don't matter what anyone thinks.
Yeah, you care a lot less once you start
Yes.
seeing the
Yeah.
income.
But you have to believe in yourself in the beginning before that happens for you to get there. And it took me a while to figure that out, I think.
I think the affirmations are so essential for
Yeah.
that, because
Yeah.
I still go through seasons where it's like I need to like reaffirm everything, and I have to journal every morning and like just give myself, even just like, even if the affirmations aren't true yet, even if it's an income goal, I have to write them down, and it literally makes or breaks my entire habitual everyday, my habits and stuff like that.
Yeah. It'll
So
slowly rewire your brain. It really will.
yes. Yeah, we just like as adults, we learn so much that sometimes we need to unlearn. Sometimes the advice we get isn't actually helpful or good. And like maybe it was good,
Yeah.
said with good intentions, but it's not helping us become the best thriving version of ourselves. And I can
Yeah.
see that you're just like glowing and thriving, and you're pregnant and you're gonna have a baby, which is so exciting. I'm just
Yeah.
so happy for you. And
Definitely what you just said struck a chord though. I definitely got some advice from people that like if I had listened to, I wouldn't be here.
yeah.
Like even like my family, like they're like, "Oh, you're starting content, like just like what are you doing? Like you're not going to work." Like I dropped out of college and started bartending and then I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And I just like dove into this. And it was like, you should go back to school. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I see the money that's here. Like, I'm going to do that. I trust in my gut instead of listening to some advice from people that you love that might not always be the best advice, though.
Yeah, because they have good intentions and maybe that worked for them, but it's not your path and that's okay. And so it's like kind of shutting out the noise and knowing what to actually listen to is so important. And yeah, well, I'm really happy for you. I really appreciate all of the time that you've taken and put into
Yeah.
this and just talked with me. Where can people go find your TikTok? What's your username?
I am cut like a gem.
Love it. GEM, cut like a GEM. I love
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, is there anything else you want to share or say to the people listening before we hop off?
My one note for before you make a video, because I started doing this and I think it helps me. Every product, think about what this product is doing to help them and who it's helping before you start recording, and like think about that, because I think that helps you like really center what your video should be about. And then in the editing, I try to think, how can I make this more engaging every video? And I think that has helped my videos kind of get a little bit better in time. That was one of
Do
my
you
tips.
pre-script or do you just film a lot of B-roll and then you do the script after?
It depends. Like a lot of the clothes ones, I just like talk and I let it come out really naturally. But like the treadmill, my fitness equipment, I will record. I'll think about all the different things I want to get it, and then I record it, and then I script it, and then I edit it. I didn't used to do that though, because I think I've gotten a little bit better. Before I would script everything out and like super plan it and then record. And I think I've evolved a little bit, but having all the different clips and then making sure that my clips line up with what I'm saying.
Yeah, in the editing. What platform
Yeah.
do you use to edit?
Just CapCut Pro, the Pro though. Yeah, I love CapCut.
Yeah, everybody loves CapCut. I've been using InShot for 10 years, so I just use it, but it's just like CapCut. It's just a little
Yeah,
different.
haven't
Wow.
upgraded. I don't want to move on yet because I'm not ready to relearn another software.
Exactly how I feel about
Yeah,
learning CapCut.
like
But
I
it's
can edit it really good here. I'm just gonna stick to this for now.
And I think that's what works, and that's the thing too, is, like, even when it comes to video content, like you're saying, you know what works for you, so I don't want anybody
Yeah.
to go look at your content and be like, "That's what I need to do," because honestly, that's your thing, and everybody,
Yeah.
like, has their own unique thing that they do that works for them, and I think it's, like,
Yes.
kind of fun to figure out what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a process.
It's a process, everything's a process,
Everything is.
and I just can't believe you've only been doing this for, like, 6 months, that's just crazy to me. I mean, 10 months technically, but still, like, really taking it seriously.
It's that year of UGC dive that made the 6 months successful. I think it's not really 6 months of work. It's like over a year and a half, and it's all like kind of whoop, come down to that. I think.
Yeah, and even, like, years leading up to that where you were a bartender and you're like, "What am I doing with my life?" I think those are also years that are so important, the
Yeah.
experiences, the things that you've learned, everything is a part of what you're supposed to be doing, and it's like you just have to
100%.
use it, you know, and it's like, I don't know, it's really cool to hear you say that, and if anybody is listening and they're doing the $5 collabs, don't underestimate the power of what that can do for your future, and I think you
Yes.
just proved that.
Yeah. Gives you knowledge and growth, all the things you need.
All the things you need. Well, thank you, Gemma. I appreciate you,
Yeah.
and I'm excited for all the things that are coming your way.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.